global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello fam, welcome back to our channel. We do have a trending news for you, and it's all about Igbo presidency, and the secret has been revealed. Things that have been done in the time past, policies that were made in the time past, but all of a sudden one of the elder statesmen in Igbo land couldn't take it anymore, as he got it from very strong and powerful politicians, political elite, that may likely be that Igbos may actually have no hope for presidency if going by what is revealed is true. But before we give you the news proper, we do love you to subscribe to our channel if you have not already done so by clicking on the red subscribe button and the bell notification icon to get both subscribed and notified as soon as we update our channel on YouTube. Okay, but let's go straight into the news of the day. He said in 2015, he said they didn't hesitate to zone to the north. So why can't they now say they have zoned to the southeast in 2023 and 2027? But before we go into that, he started by saying the truth is that no vice president has ever become president. Anybody thinking that becoming vice president will automatically translate to becoming president may be referring to another country and not Nigeria. He said even when Jonathan eventually became president, he was an executive president. We went into the election as an incumbent for 2 years. Once you have that in mind, you may want to think about stretching your luck or optimism. So far, we are looking at 8 years, and don't forget that PDP has never made any commitment to Ndigbo since 1999. Let's continue. He now said, look, they are afraid to make commitment because they made the decision that no Igbo man will become president until 150 years. That is the original policy of the PDP. But you probably may be wondering who is doing all the talks. Chief Okorie was actually revealing this in an interview he granted, where he had one or two interactions in the time past, which we are going to find out in this news. But let's continue. He said, if people don't know, let me say it again, that President Obasanjo then, he said, called him into his study in April 2003. And we discussed so many issues. One of the ones that I took away with a heavy heart was when he told me that Nigeria is a very tolerant country for allowing someone from an area that wanted to break away to become vice president barely 9 years after the wave. You know, during the Civil War and all that, Biafra trying to secede and all that, that culminated to Alex Ekweme becoming the vice president. But let's continue so you understand where this is heading to. Say, should anything had happened to Shehu Shagari then, Alex Ekweme would have become the president, and it could not happen in other countries. Now look at me, Chief Okorie. You went and brought someone who led the secession program to become the presidential candidate with all entities. He's talking about Obasanjo talking to him now. Let's continue. Say, by doing that, you have committed a political sin. The moment you did that, your party, APGA, has become a national security issue. So every problem in APGA emanated from that very discussion. Then he asked me this rhetorical question. Do you know that it took 150 years before somebody from southern part of America became the president of America after the American Civil War? I said, yes. The person is Jimmy Carter, and he's still alive. He said, okay, you're conversant with your history, so you should be able to know where your people belong. Coded question, coded answer to a straight question, if you ask me. Let's continue. He said, this was Obasanjo, and he was talking about the script of the PDP, and other people don't see it. So if I am alive and I know what I know and allow myself to die and be buried with it, even God will not accept me in paradise, he said. The interviewer asked the question, so have you divulged this information to people at any forum? He answered, I have done town hall meetings in many parts of the country. There's hardly any Igbo Congress I have not presented a paper in America, Europe, and other parts of the world. That is why they feel the only one they have standing is now going the other way. But many of them are seeing that it is in their best interest. It is too late in the day for me to go against my people. I have fought the Igbo cause for 42 years since Ohaneze was founded. I was there from the very beginning. It said only 4 original founding founders or foundation members of Ohaneze are alive today. They are Chief Nwazurike Amechi in his 80s, Elder Onyeso Nwachukwu, 95 years old as at now, Anayo Ezukwe, a medical doctor and in his 80s as well. And now he now said, I am in my 60s because I joined at a young age. I was the one running the errands. I have been a member of the Elders Council or Imeobi of Ohaneze from the inception of the council till today. That is the policy making body of Ohaneze. There's no way they can decide anything and I will not know about it. Now that's the news, and that's what Chief Okorie, who happened to be one of the founding fathers of Ohaneze Ndigbo, divulged. He said he couldn't hold it anymore. He needed to let Ndigbos know, and also let the southeastern governors know that all these things they're fighting for, especially PDP, they may likely not be president. They may likely not zone it to the southeast, based on the coded message he had with the then president of and the fact that he gave him the comparison between Nigeria and America. But let's feel the pulse of Nigerians, because Nigerians have really started talking about it. This is one of the things that caused the Mazen to talk about secession, while some are thinking about restructuring to help bring the best out of Nigeria. Others are feeling that Ndigbo should be given presidency anyway. But let's continue. He said, I have a question. Let's feel the pulse of Nigerians over this. He said, I have asked this question in the past and I will continue to ask it even now. Where is Okorocha and Rogers Okorocha and the Ndigbos in APC? Okorocha, Onu and the rest took Igbos into APC. Buhari of CPC is the president. Prof. Yemi Osibanjo of ACN is the vice president. Ahmed Lawal of ANPP is the senate president. Amechi of the MPDP is the high-ranking minister. So where is Okorocha's APGA in APC? So if there is no hope for the Ndigbos in PDP, where is it also in APC? Okorocha, Ngige, and Onu brought APC into Igbo land. Okorocha and his team made Imo State an APC for 6 to 7 years. So how has he been rewarded for his effort? I am not a fan of Okorocha, but concerned about the state of Igbos in both APC and PDP. I am concerned when Igbos are unnecessarily castigated and called all kinds of names in the Nigerian politics just to give them bad names. If PDP can't reward the Ndigbos for their loyalty and support these past years, what has the APC done for the Igbos? Even when governors, senators, reps, and members of state assemblies. That's a respondent talking, and he's actually speaking his mind. Really, he's telling Nigerians that it's not just a PDP thing, that is beyond PDP, but he should also look at APC. That you begin to find out that it's as if it's general thing. But let's also see pause of other Nigerians in this as well. All right, another person responded to what he said. He said, look, the truth is that those guys out there believes, that's the politicians out there believes, that if power is given to an Igbo man, he will activate the divide and rule game. He said Igbos are not trusted in one Nigeria mantra. He said apologies though to their ideology. He said the mistakes of the colonial masters is what we are facing today in one Nigeria. He said, but if power really can go round, it will also remain as one Nigeria. So you now hear the different views of Nigerians based on the information before them. They believe that power should not get to the Igbo man, while though we can walk around, we can be as one Nigeria, but you shouldn't be in the corridor of, you can be in the corridor of power, but you shouldn't be the one heading the steering the ship called Nigeria. But people are now saying the reason why this may not be, the reason why they don't want it so is because they are scared. It has been on since the 1960s that the Igbos want out to go to Biafra. But if we not give them this issue of presidency, why are we so sure that they will not put in the necessary ingredients and tools to ensure that Biafra is actualized immediately after that tenure? So that's why generally there's this general agreement, silent agreement that the Ndigbo, their core Ndigbo, should not be at the helms of affairs, so that Nigeria will still remain as one indivisible entity. But that's where we're going to wrap it up. This is generally coming from Chief Okorie, and this is just generally something he said. It was in him all along, but just felt he should just say it out. Okay, but what's your take on this?